today I'm going to be doing the RL brake upgrade kit. I've got all the parts laid out here. I'll hold them up, but yeah, I just first off want to thank everyone. The channel hit 105 or 106 subscribers a couple days ago, so 100 subs, that's pretty awesome. It's not a lot, but I mean, that's 100 people, right? And everyone may not watch, but it's still pretty cool. Just, posting videos, doing whatever. So yeah, today I'm gonna go through everything y'all need to do this to your TSX. Mine's an 05. I think it works for 04 to 08, I'm fairly certain. So I know a lot of people will say you can do the Brembos from the TL Type S. You can do, there's a budget, I think there's a video out there for Genesis Brembos with Murano brakes, and those are all good options. I found a couple sets of RL calipers for really, really cheap and decided to go with that, mainly for the look. So obviously the first thing you'll need is the Acura RL Brake Caliper. So that's what it looks like. I painted mine black, but the reason I'm kind of wanting to go with this is it's got the embossed Acura on it. As you guys know, I mean, this car is, it makes pretty good power, but it's a street car and I want it to look good, kind of fill the wheel well out. So, I mean, they're maybe not the best performance-wise because the pad options are kind of limited. I was actually able, so obviously when you buy the RL brakes, then you'll need brake pads. I got these Brembos for the RL 05 to 2012. And I don't know how much these were. I could go back through and kind of check out how much they are, but yeah, you need your brake pads, obviously. I'm using the old hardware potentially. I may get new hardware. So I would probably recommend get new hardware. I'm just lazy and I'm gonna see if, I clean these pins up, they're pretty good. The hardware, the clips aren't bad, so we'll see if it works. But I'm probably actually gonna end up going to get new hardware just because. So yeah, you'll need that. Next up is, in order to run this brake kit, you'll need the, there's two options. I have the FatFourCustoms brake caliper kit, and then there's also a FastBrakes kit, I believe. And this kit is about $30 or so less. It comes with all the hardware you need, washers, nuts, all that good stuff. The only thing it doesn't come with is hubcentric rings. So these rings are used to center the rotor, which you need for this kit and other kits, a specific rotor. In my case, it's a 350Z rotor, the 350Z track package rotor. And I'll hold those up now. So this is the 350Z track package rotor, 324 millimeters overall diameter. Do not buy the 320 millimeter overall diameter. You won't contact as much pad. I don't know if there's any other issues with it, but the important thing to note here, if you can see it, is the hub on the rotor is larger than the hub on the car. So these hub-centric rings are 68 millimeters, or 64.1 millimeters to 68 millimeter OD. And so they fit into the rotor like so, and it helps center the rotor on the hub so you're not sitting on the bolts per se, which can cause some balance issues and stuff like that. So you're gonna want these for sure. Once you got that, you get your 350Z track package rotor, 324 millimeter overall, which is close to 13 inches. And you've got your brake kit from FatFourCustoms, and you've got your hub-centric rings, and you've got your RL calipers. The next thing I'm doing is not necessary, but recommended, is doing some steel braided brake lines. So we will do that. And that should be it. So I'm gonna get started. I'll probably time lapse some of this. I almost forgot, with the FatFourCustoms kit or any brake kit, highly recommend just using some red Loctite so the shit does not come loose. It's braking safety, critical, so you're gonna want some of that Loctite for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much the upgrade parts. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, no, so I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna jack the car up and we'll go through it. All right, guys. So I'm pretty much got the wheels off. We have jack stands under the car. So at this point, there's not really a whole lot for me to do other than take the existing brake system apart. This doesn't involve any sort of, how do you say, taking the axles off or anything like that. You're not swapping spindles. All right, first thing you're gonna wanna do, while I get my brakes out of here, 14 millimeter socket. We're basically gonna remove both the, what's in here? You've got to remove the brake line, the brake hose, and the slides to get the caliper off. It's a floating caliper, so you got to get this off. So 2 14s. Yeah, and if you've ever done brakes before, it's like just doing your brakes, so not that complicated. I'm going to get this old TSX man under here because it is going to want to leak fluid. Caliper is going to want to drip. My fluid is very dirty, so yeah, needs to be replaced. We're going from a single piston to a 4 piston. Next up, you've got 2 17 millimeter caliper bolts that you need to get. Got one up here and one down here. You can see my brake fluid's dripping everywhere. Don't mind that. You may need Big Bertha. Once you got that, the rotor should come off fine. There's the rotor. And then that is pretty much as much removal as you really need to do. So once you got everything off, you may want to clean this hub up a little bit. I'm gonna kind of test fit a ring. Sometimes you gotta smack these on a little bit, which, you know, is no worry. But let me clean this up. We'll do that. You guys probably saw me in that time lapse beating on these hub-centric rings. I didn't have a flat punch, so I used like an old little, I don't know, chuck for like an impact driver. Didn't damage it really that bad. It shouldn't be out around, but you want to make sure that the ring itself is like butted up against. Yeah, see, I took a slight chunk off there, but you want to make sure it's butted up against there as much as possible. So that way, I'll show you right quick. The rotor will go on. I need to go get brake clean as well. See, and now it's centered on there, and that is going to look insane. All right, y'all. I didn't show it, but I dry fitted these. The important part is these, this kit, it goes on like kind of like that with the shorter bolts, and then the nuts here, they're lock nuts. I'm gonna go ahead and apply red Loctite to the threads just as an extra precaution. I don't know what these get torqued to. I'm gonna go like 60 foot-pounds. And then for the actual long bolts that go into the caliper, these, it's all dirty because I used a dirty socket, which not ideal. These are going into aluminum here. So I don't want to torque those as high because aluminum is much weaker than hardened steel. So went to the store, got fresh pad, fresh brake hardware. I wasn't going to reuse it, but I just compressed that caliper. So I'm going to go ahead and work through that. I'm going to tighten these bolts. I'm going to then get the caliper on, get the rotor on. So I'll show you guys a little something. I'm not going to install the stainless lines quite yet. The brake lines are fine on this car as it is. They're not like super worn. I know it's not ideal with this setup because you get, you know, the pedal feels a little crappier, or it's a little bit more throw. So either way, I'm going to continue on, and the next clip that you guys are going to see is with the brakes on. I'm not going to show like bolting them up and stuff because it's already self-explanatory. Big thing is just making sure you've got good torque and get your red Loctite on the threads and everything, and shoot, that's about it. Then it's just like a regular RL brake job pretty much. Go to the pads in, hardware, all that good stuff. So, alright y'all. Fresh Brembo pads, the RL calipers are installed. I torqued these to 80 foot-pounds in the back, and then these to 45. I might go up to 55. I'm not, it's aluminum, I don't want to strip the threads, so if something feels funky, I'll go ahead, but I put red Loctite. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is let you guys know, if you get new hardware, I couldn't get it aligned. The old hardware was fine. It's very stiff, this new hardware. Yeah, the retaining pins help keep the pad in line. Man, I'm gonna bolt it up after I get this brake hose on, and I'm gonna put the wheel on and see how it looks. Damn. Well guys, I was skeptical about the black. Nah, dude. It looks very good. So basically, once you get the pads in, it's just the RL procedure. Bleed the brakes and everything. So I'm gonna take the wheel off, and I'm gonna get to the other side, and then bleeding the brakes is probably gonna take a while. I'm gonna use .4. I might take a break to eat dinner or something like that, and then I'll get back to it. Alright guys, first drive. I've got a little bit of noise in the front left, but I think I just might need to bleed more, and it's fresh brakes, they're gonna might be a little bit noisy. But man, oh man, they look good. Should have gone from the sun side. They look great. So I filmed only the passenger side. Here's the brakes. So I mean, they feel pretty good. I know a lot of people complain. About them, the brake feeling and everything, and it's not like much more stiff because I didn't do the rubber line. I didn't do the stainless braided lines yet because I don't have any places to mount them. But yeah, man, I would say overall, like, definitely a good upgrade. They look great for a street car. I mean, I'm gonna have more braking power now. So this is gonna be it, man. Like and subscribe, you know, man. Just one of many items checked off for this car. The next video, I'm gonna actually be fabricating a muffler. Well, not really fabricating, but I'm going to be taking a muffler to a friend of mine's, and we're gonna weld it up and then attach it to the exhaust on the V-band at the back. So stay tuned for that. I'll post an update on Instagram or on here on how the RLs are going, you know, how the brakes are performing. I may have to like go back and maybe tighten some bolts if I feel like some looseness or something, but I mean, overall, man, I'm pretty happy with it. And if you guys have any questions, I mean, hit me up, dr_TSX on Instagram. Send me a message on YouTube, whatever, and I'll try and help as much as possible. But yeah, that'll be it for this one. Peace.